Good evening, SRA Nation, and welcome to Season 12.
Today is going to be a new challenge, aside from being Sanford. We're racing on the surface of the sun, apparently.
Heading down towards the main start line.
Maximizing that track just behind, that's exactly what we were talking about, that one corner. So critical to your lap time, you have to send it. Misses the apex curving there by a little bit.
Everybody's now bunched up, and you do not want that.
We wide now at the end of Sector 1 in the spot you really don't want to, but the fight's not over.
Still there on the inside, and the McLaren's still not going to give the place up.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Good evening, SRA Nation, and welcome to Season 14. It's Division 2, it's round number 6. It is the Red Bull Ring. I'm Alexa Marshall, joined by Arjun, and Arjun, it's just me and you tonight. Ilpo is not here with us, but it's the Red Bull Ring. It's quick, it's fast, it's twisty, it's windy, it's either you love it or you hate it, and we have got one hell of a race for here tonight.
Yeah, Red Bull Ring is amazing. If you seen any of the races yesterday, D3 or D1, there was a lot of battling happening. It's a fun race, and you will be entertained, especially given that D2 has been entertaining us almost every race this season. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast of a race. Also, yeah, as you pointed out, Elpo's not joining us. He's recovering from an injury right now, so yeah, if you can wish him a speedy recovery in chat or in the SRA channel, make sure to wish Ilpo a speedy recovery. And yeah, Red Bull Ring, I like a track. It's not been the most funnest of tracks before I started racing, but now that you start racing, you're in battles, you don't know where it takes, now you just learn to get appreciation for the track, just like Coda. Yeah, just like Coda.
Boo. As of course, let's go over to the track map. We will just talk about it. It is the Red Bull Ring. It is known, it's infamous. It's 10 corners, technically 9 if you don't class the kink. And it is located in Spielberg, Austria. It's 4.318 kilometers, 2.684 miles. You go down into turn number 1, 90 degree, which very quickly turns slightly left. It's a real weird corner. It's technically 90, but it's technically not. And then you begin the run down towards turn number 3 through the kink of turn number 2, which shouldn't really be a corner, but it is. Heavy braking into turn number 3, which is a over 90 degree corner, down towards turn number 4 for the back straight. Out of turn number 4 and into turn number 5, 2019, Alexander Albon, Lewis Hamilton, when Lewis Hamilton sent the Red Bull spinning and off into the gravel. Then head into the double left-hander of turn number 6 and 7. Very easy to run wide on the exit of 6 and into the grass, but through 7 you go, and then you got plenty of exit room. You can abuse the curb of turn number 8, little bit of a straight down into turn number 9, and then the tightening even more turn number 10 onto the main straight. Of course, you've got to be on the right-hand side and keep it within the white lines through 9 for the pit stop if you are coming in, and you've got to make that intention clear. So the racing line does use the apex at turn number 9. However, the apex will be taken up by those drivers who are coming into the pit lane. As Arjun, I will let you go through the championship as it currently stands.
All right, on to the championship right now. This is getting a pretty heater right now. We are in the closing stages of the championship. 3 rounds left to go, and ARC, I'd say comfortably ahead, but this 33 points may seem a lot. It honestly isn't. What the surprise here is Logan in P2. We wouldn't call Alexis to be out for here as a championship favorite, but here we are, Logan in P2, ahead of Josh Damiani, who we thought is gonna be the season, the contender for the championship. Well, 47 points. He's still well into the championship, but this is more like a Lando Norris last season kind of an event happening right here, where we having new people come in for the championship battle. P4 is Doug. He decided to commit for all the races this season and has been doing really well. Only slightly ahead of Thomas Alhazen and Philipp Mueller, who I believe might be still our championship leaders despite having a horrifying outing in Hungaroring. And then P7, you have the first Bentley of Josh Worley. And P8, you have John Archie in the Soul Lamborghini team. He's still hanging on there. We've seen some impressive driving from him and some honestly amazing strategies. And P9, you have Matthew Schwartz, who's, I think, one of the faster guys according to the Hot Lap leaderboard. So he'll be the one to watch out for. And then in P11 and 12, we have Patrick Russ and Brooker Quigg. These two are teammates. And then P13 and P13, we have Noah McComber, our first of the BMWs. His teammate Jacob Hall, who's also been up to pace, bit unlucky, he's down in P22nd. And then we have the Sutherlands, the first of the Sutherlands, Neil. I think his father is the other Sutherland. He's probably in page 2. And then we have Velasquez, Harold McDonald, Simon Goriot in the 488, Nico Save in the other Bentley, and Roy Key, who is ARC's teammate. We've seen some impressive driving from him, but yet again, he's just been unlucky all season. And we have David Funk in the Funky Town car, and a monkey in his name. How did it even happen? Are you allowed emotes, like emojis in your names? But yeah, and then we have Selena Boonstra. I see a lot of support for her in the chat. And then we have Jacob Hall and then Ryan Cody, the other GTR, and Tiffany Jedwell, who you've seen some impressive driving. Both him and his teammate Anthony Kelly. They had their standard races, but not been consistently up there. And then you have Jess Osborne here, getting beaten by his teammate who just recently started driving on a wheel. Pick up the pace, Jess. And then P27, we have Nick Sand, who's not having the best of the time with the Mustang. And then we have Wilder Vargas and Jack Sullivan in the other Bentley. And then Schmitzer, Vasquez, and then Kraus. Not seen much driving from them. And Son Leach, who's had a pretty eventful season. And then Ian Barron, the other Bentley. Max Diggs, Michael Schwarzenegger, who is in the other 488. Oh, by the way, this is a Pink Floyd livery. If anyone's in chat is interested, Dark Side of the Moon. And then Cody Platt, Pablo Ferrer, Paulie Hartman. Platt and Hartman did not have the best season. These are extremely fast drivers, and they just got a short end of the stick this season. With Carlos Guzman, Ryan Garrity, Andy Speed, Aaron Anderson, Elliot Levine, Caleb Craig, Mac Tex, who finally does a showed up tied for points with Helton Ramirez, and the other Sutherland of Mark and Connor Adams running up to people with the points. Sorry, Jose. The championship team leader still right now is Philipp Mueller and Thomas Alhazen. We might be close to another back-to-back shoey with these guys. They're only 33 points ahead of the champion motorsport Mustang of Josh Damiani and Ian Wheeler. And then you have Matt Schwartz and Douglas Mitchell in the first Lexus, still hanging on to third place. These two are doing good. And then you have the championship motorsport BMW of Key and Art. Championship motorsport, champion motorsport. And then we have the Lincoln Continental Lincoln Park Bentley of Nico Suave and Josh Worley. And then we have Patrick Rust and Brooker Quigg in the Blind Hand Porsche, and Caleb Craig and Logain, our championship runner, put provisional second place in title contender in P7. And then we have the Super Mario Brothers BMW hanging on to P8, Jacob Owen and Noah McComber. And a bit further back is another BMW of Wilder Vargas and Andre Velasquez. And then you have the GTR team following them closely of David Funk and Ryan Cody. And yeah, it's pretty close in the mid pack in the championships, at least. It's like P9 to P15. And give me a moment. I'm trying to join the server. If Alexa, you want to take over the rest of the standings?
Yeah, so, well, that's the key thing. You see everybody bunched up so much on the screen as it comes down to it, as I'm just gonna let you guys look at it, because I want to talk about the Red Bull Ring. We're looking at how close the standings are tied up at the moment. coming into this circuit of the Red Bull Ring, that's going to be another key factor when it comes down to it, because these drivers and the way that this circuit works, you're going to be in a train practically the entire lap. There may be one or two corners where the teams or drivers themselves may split up a little bit, but other than that, they're going to be there and they are going to be sticking with each other. As of course, I do believe that qualifying it is, and we are underway. The first few drivers are out there on the circuit at this moment in time, and we are getting ready to go through it, as we will be going over to Jess Osborne as we now go to trackside. There it is, Jess Osborne currently out there on the circuit, making their way through in the good old Harry Potter livery. Did not know that Potter decided to go and race around the Red Bull Ring, but here we are. Did not know that Voldemort was in Austria. Then again, it is practically right next to Romania, where vampires come from. Gonna go to the line. Jess Osborne goes across, goes to the top, and that is going to be a set benchmark, but now gets dethroned by Hall, who goes P2, and that will then be Suave, who goes up to the top. As Kraus goes to the top, they will stay there for the time being, nice and tidy for them. 1 minute 28.590. Current lap time to be the McLaren, seemingly to be the car on top. The 5.85 followed by the 111 minutes of 7.34220. Did not know that we had a Voyager train in here at the moment in time. It is a McLaren followed by a Bentley, followed by 2 Beamers and a Ford.
One thing to note is the McLaren of Kraus, his sector 1 is stupidly quick. He is 0.2 faster than Nico Suave, who has the second fastest sector 1. But then again, these are banker laps. I say that because Kraus is already 3 seconds up on his personal best, or make that 2. He's gone slightly wide there. But yeah.
10 Sergeant.
2/10? Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Seconds.
But yeah, Kraus is, never mind, he's losing time. But one person who is improving is Nico Suave in the Bentley. Is this the time that you've seen the Bentley actually perform here? Because there's no reference for Bentley in D1. But looks like Suave is holding the car around. One more corner to go. That's beautiful. The Bentley's super calm over those curves. And that's gonna put him to provisional pole. There we go.
Yeah, Suave, who goes straight to the top. You were talking about the Bentley. It's called a Boatley, actually, as it is going to be Suave who goes to the top at this moment in time. 1 minute 28.387 the time to beat. If you are new to Sim Race Alliance and you don't know how qualifying works, we'll talk it through for you real quickly. It's a 20-minute qualifying session split into 2, with the gold drivers going out in the last 10 minutes, the silver drivers in the first 10 minutes. Nice and simple. Silver drivers have the grey box with the white numbers, and the black numbers with white box are the gold drivers. Gold drivers will be coming out in the final 10 minutes, and the silver drivers, as long as they can cross that line with 10 minutes 1 second left, and they will be allowed another lap. Looking at the deltas right now, up on the lap time is going to be Hall, as he is 3.5 tenths up at the moment in time, trying to make his way through. Now up 4 tenths, 0.318 behind the leader at the moment. Through the double left-hander, Jacob Hall will now come for the Super Mario Brothers team, with Jess Osborne just in front of him, I believe, or it may be Selena Boonstra, unless Selena is gold. It's been a while since I've done D2, so please ignore any mistakes I make. Heading now down into the double right-hander, then turn number 9, and then tightening more 10. Turn number 10 and turn number 10 and turn number 6. Going to be the key points to watch for track limits. Around the final corner, he has lost time. It's not going to go to the top, but Jake Hall goes P2. That's going to be quickly dethroned by Makiomba, who goes P2. Exactly a 10 behind the leader with a 1 minute with a such and such time. It's 1:10 behind, so it's a 1:28.457. Not a 3.57. So 1/10 to find there, but not too bad, although it's unlucky for Hall because it was actually his teammate who dethroned him from P2. But a 2-3 lockout for the Super Mario Brothers, I would say that is not bad at all, because that can give them a big spot against the leader. Of course though, this is only the silver division. We're waiting for the gold. You can expect a lot quicker times, but you can also expect a few silvers in there, so do not count them out. This can be a key factor when it comes down to it. It is 27 degrees in ambient temperature, no rain on the forecast, 34-degree track temperature, and an optimum track surface. And of course, usually the gold drivers get the better get the better.
They get the more better track. Yeah.
Yeah, they get the better track. I don't know why I was slipping up on my words there, but hey, oh, here we are. As right now, we're going to be watching Kraus. He's currently 2 tenths up on his lap time, almost 3 tenths up. He is set for provisional pole as it does currently stand. However, he does still have 2 more corners to go. He could lose out here, but we are going to watch him. The 585 going to be heading around this section of the circuit. Going to be going around there now and going to try and keep up with it. Yellow flag flies on the circuit, a little bit more unlucky as it is going to go to the line and he's trying to get on the board. Goes to the line, goes to the top. 128, 195, not too bad and not too shabby.
He's got 2 more laps of time left. I don't know if he has the fuel on the tires to commit to that long. But one person who's improving is McCumber, but immediately he's stuck behind Osborne. Traffic is going to be a problem. This is not a long track. This track's pretty short. And it's also medium to high speed, so there's going to be a lot of dirty air, which is going to affect a lot of the lap times. Also, another thing to point out is that qualifying yesterday in D1 Gold, not D1 Gold, just D1 if anyone's watching, everyone was within a second of pole. Wonder if we're going to see any of that happening here, but 1/10 is a lot of positions in the actual grid once the goal starts growing.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. That's the thing with this circuit as well. It's so short. We saw it in D number 5 when I was with the good old Henry and Adam, and the driver, even in D5, all the drivers were stacked up so close together just because of the nature of the circuit. You lose out through turn 1. Oh well, you could get a run down through 2 and 3. You lose out in 3, you can switch it back into 4. The only place where you're going to really struggle to have a little bit of an overtake is going to be through 6 and 7. However, if you get a good exit out of 7, you're going to be going through into turn number 8 and 9. So it's just one of these circuits that just promotes racing action at every single corner. As we do currently watch Luis Velasquez, the 721, in P number 5 as it does currently stand, 1 minute 10 seconds until the gold drivers will be allowed out onto the racing circuit. The 721 currently trying to make their way through, 2 tenths up on their lap time at the moment. They will stay P number 5 if it stays like this, unless we have somebody who comes in and dethrones them. 5 tenths up into turn number 9 is going to be Schwartz as they come down into the final corner. 0.927 off the current lap time, off the top time, gains it up to 6 tenths, drops a little bit lower, goes to the line, goes across. P number 5 for Schwartz, not too shabby for the Lexus.
Yeah, never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. But yeah, that's P6 for Schwartz here. He's got, I think he started his lap early enough, so he's got 1 more lap left in him. But looks like Kraus and Suave don't, so unless someone can dethrone them or dethrone anyone, it's gonna be Kraus, Suave, and Vasquez in the provisional top 3 for silver. Is it going to stay that way? No, because Jacob Hall has actually slot his car into P2 and McComber as well into P4. The BMW is looking super strong here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can see all the gold drivers coming out of the circuit now. Yellow flag flyers drivers will be doing the final runs now. The drivers out on the circuit are the final runs. That is going to be Vargas, who goes P number 13. Unlucky for some. However, you'll have to wonder where that will stack up when the gold drivers come around. Going to be going now over to Michael Schwartz. He got that promotion up.
Might do.
He got that promotion up in places. However, he is currently down on his lap time. His delta is down. So I do not believe there's going to be another lap in it. There's not going to be an improvement in it. However, you do want to get that on track time. Find out where you can push that car. Get those extra corners in and just acclimatise to the circuit. As of course, you've only really got a week between rounds to acclimatise to the circuit. He stays P number 6 for the time being as the gold drivers are going to be on their laps. Only other silver driver out there at the moment is going to be Guzman, but he is also down on his delta, just getting a bit of acclimatisation in. And right now we're going to have the gold drivers coming around as these are going to be the first runs here by Carlos Guzman here, Arjun.
Yeah, as we see our silver drivers, gold drivers come out, it's going to be Thomas Allhausen leading the pack, followed closely by his teammate Mueller.
Yeah, so Philip Muller is going to be through and through. And yes, I know it's pronounced Muller, but I'm British and we pronounce it Muller. So please don't, please don't hate me. As
This
right
is
now,
why everyone hates British people. I'm
how
just kidding.
dare you, Arjun? How dare you? I know Adam and Henry don't hate me. And right now it is going to be the good old. I said it 3 times because why not? It's going to be the Ferrari. It's going to be the 984. It is going to be Thomas Oldhausen who's going to be coming out of turn number 3 now, down towards turn number 4. First gold run here. Let's see how they stack up here, Arjun, because this is going to be an interesting one. Down into turn number 4 and a little bit trying to get as much space on the circuit as possible. I do believe he's actually got his teammate following a little bit behind, which is nice. A little bit of tow, as yes, he does have his teammate behind him, both in the same livery. Yes, you can tell the teammates through turn number 6 and into turn number 7. These drivers are going to be closer and closer, as somebody already saying in the chat, saying British. I'm British in it. British in it. Nah, I'm Northern. I'm Northern. I ain't from the south of the UK, okay? I'm from the better part. As right now, it's going to be Oldhausen, who does come now down into turn number 9, into turn number 10. Where is this lap time gonna set him up? Although, key factor, he's invalidated it. So we were hyping him up for absolutely no reason.
No, he wasn't.
Hey,
P12.
Oh no, P12. No, okay. That's me reading race control
Don't
wrong.
worry. Yeah, don't worry. It's not you. It is the Corsa. There's a bug in this game that sometimes if you start your first flying lap, you're still considered invalid. So you actually don't know who's on a valid lap, if you're being honest here. But his teammate, on the other hand, Mueller, he's banker done, already up to P7.
It's not a glitch, it's a game feature, chat. As out of turn number 3, that is Philip Muller, who is going to be making his way through. Currently sits P number 7, the highest sitting gold driver, but is quickly dethroned by Damiani, who goes up into P number 7. Philip Muller goes down into P number 7. Yes, I know I just said Muller, it happens a lot, don't judge me. As I am going to be continuing to watch this, as Arjun, this is going to be an interesting lap as Damiani's P number 7. Let's go watch somebody else, shall we, as these laps are only going to get faster and faster, without a doubt.
Yeah, the person who's improving the most, actually, it's gonna be Oldhausen. Oldhausen's absolutely flying here. 4 tenths up on his personal best. That's not gonna be enough for pole, but it's gonna be really good for at least the top 10. But that's not gonna stand because Art following close by, our championship leader right now, who is comfortably in the lead. He is also 5 tenths up on his personal best with 2 corners to go. And I say 2 corners, it's basically half the corners on this track.
I mean, yeah, that's the key. Like, this is the thing. Aren't you flat out for half of this lap around this circuit?
It is true. You're flat half most of the lap. There you go. Arc and Mueller, P3 and 4. Anyone else is improving? Josh Damiani is improving, 2 tenths up on his personal best. That's not going to be enough to challenge these guys, but that is invalid. He's went wide there, and that I can confirm is invalid because we did see him go wide.
Nice and wide. Give it a bit of a wide berth. Don't want to get sucked into the toe. As well, if it was the race, you would want to be in the toe, but not so much with a ship. If you were watching D5 last night, you know why I said toe, and you don't want to get sucked into into the propellers, especially if you're a fish. As right now, I'm going to be heading through the left-hander of turn number 6 and nice and tidy out into turn number 7. You're going to see it here, that big old curve for turn number 8. You can abuse that to your absolute heart's content, as Philip Muller and his teammate do just there. Going to be going now down into the final 2 corners. 4 minutes 19 seconds remain on the clock here in qualifying for the gold drivers. The silver drivers have already locked it in. Right now, though, we are watching him. It is going to be Philip Muller. He is currently up on the time. He is up on for pole. He will stay it. He will stick it up to the top. Goes to the line. Philip Muller goes P number 1 for the number 39. 128, 180.
Oh, Doug's here. We haven't talked about Doug Doug in a while, because that's because Diego is in here to glaze him. But Doug is in P4. He was improving. I think it's invalid, but yeah. Also, I must preface that P1 to P1 to 25 is within a second of pole. It's pretty close out here. Every 10 counts. Every 10? Every 100 counts.
Every 1,000 counts.
Every 1,000 counts. I mean, Macomber and all has it only separated by 2,000. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like you were saying, how close it is, and Arct, even though it's only down to turn number 4, though, is up. He's looking on the timing, so we'll keep an eye on him. But it's one of those things. Like, we've got Wheeler up as well, 2 temps up on his personal best. That would put him up to around P number 13 for the BMW, but the Ferrari and the McLaren seeming to have a field day here. However, one of the key things when it comes down to Philip Muller's Ferrari, and as well as any other Ferrari out there on the circuit, it's good through the corners, not so much on the straights. So down into turn number 3 on the exit to turn number 4, how is that Ferrari going to fare when it comes down to it? However, one car which is good on the straight is the car that seemingly everybody loves to use in D number 1. It's the Ford Mustang. Good old bit of an American engineering. As right now, trying to dethrone the Italian engineering that sits up at the top of the timing board. However, Wheeler is not on for a pole that time here. He's currently set P number 19, 2 temps up, 3 temps up. Going to be looking to improve that lap time, would put him up to there, P number 9, about where I was about to say he would go. Philip Muller currently sits on pole, Kraus P2, Hall P3, it's a silver P2, P3, and then it's a P5, P6, so right now, up at the top, it goes gold, 2 silvers, gold, 2 silvers, make that 2 golds up at the top, as that is going to be out of nowhere, good old Boltley for Joshua Worley, and that is P number 1.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Worley to come here swirling out of nowhere, but here we are. That said, people are still improving. All hazards improving. Arc is improving. We saw him invalidate a lap, a pole setting lap last lap. So, yeah. Silvers are super strong. I mean, this is... Like, I've talked about it so many times. D1 silver, D2 gold are interchangeable. Now we're getting to the point where D2 silver and D2 gold are also interchangeable. But that's it. Allhausen's on pole right now. He's taking the pole from Worley and Mueller. What about Arc? He has one more corner left between him and provisional pole position. An absolute barnstormer of a lap that's going to put him comfortably in pole position. 700ths ahead of Allhausen. That's it. Mueller is improving.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, how close these drivers can get. Philip Muller out of turn number 3 does get time in there, but he starts to lose it due to the straight and the Ferrari with that disadvantage. And wow, this top 6 is so close. Indeed it is. Welcome to D2, because we will be honest here, at least half of this grid would be Division 1 gold. However, you can only have a certain amount of drivers within a server. So it is very, very tight. Like Arjun was saying, D1 and D2 can be very interchangeable with how close it can get. All you have to do to make D2, D1 is put a lot more Fords on the grid. As right now, going to be looking for the right-hander as the checker flag flies here at the Red Bull Ring. It is going to be Philip Muller, who's currently up by 7 temps. He's not on for pole, he's on for P number 2. As through the right-hander, he now goes up to 1 temp, loses time majorly through turn number 9. Can he get it through turn number 10? He cannot. Philip was up the entire lap, but now goes negative in the Delta. Will stay P number 4. Arcs P1, Oldhausen P2, Worley P number 3. Worley is on a lap, but he is down on his lap. Is he going to be able to gain any time? Arcs is going to be coming through the final corner. He goes to the line. He will stay P number 1, and he will get that nice and tidy. He's going to be P number 1 for the time being. Worley is down on the Delta, but where are they going to be at? Where are they at on the circuit currently? Because there is corners where you can gain time. So it is going to be an interesting one. Worley, we're currently watching the Delta, 0.82, but it is over, it is done, and it is Arced, who is on pole. It's Oldhausen P2, Worley P number 3.
Crucially for the championship, the 2 championship contenders, one of them is on pole, Arc is on pole, but the other 2 championship contenders, Logan is in P18, and Josh Damiani is in P7, but we have seen him claw back from this race. Good starting places for Allhazen and Mueller, who are our team championship leaders. But now we go on to, we have 2 minutes left. Let's do the sponsors ad read. It's gonna, Alexa, you want to do the sponsors ad read, or should I take the honors as usual?
The honors as usual. This is your division.
All right, cool. You know what? Let's actually leave this here, and as I start yapping about our sponsors. A huge thanks to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting here us at SRA, as well as support from Documents, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documents.com to learn more today. And support from RetroSaga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience with retrosaga.ca. A huge thank to affiliate track races. Experience redefined gaming setup, gaming with track races, high quality sim rig and accessories. Use code SRAT, SRA is capitalized and T is lowercase, at checkout to support us. Our Mementario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop, upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile Steam Deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative design enhances performance and style. Elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship with A3TD.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link in our Discord and take your drive to the next level. The Go Setup BMW for the BMW is absolutely amazing here. Castle Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall deckers, costumery, cosplays, and much more. Castle Cauldron is where crafting meets magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive rendering, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good, all for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more. I wonder if our championship winners are gonna get their AP Concept, their championship winning posters in through KP Concepts. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see. Also pretty cool. As we have cars here out on their formation lap. That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? It's your division. Arjun, let's be honest. I think everybody knows how this goes. I shall let you take us through the grid order.
All right. Starting in pole is our championship leader, Arc. Starting in... Wait, give me a moment. I don't see anything. Alright, Arc. Starting in P2, Thomas Allhazen. P3 is Josh Worley. P4 is Mueller, teammate of Allhazen. Good starting place for them, as we talked about. Jack Krause, our first silver in P5, followed closely by Jacob Hall in the BMW, putting down some work. Josh Damiani, our championship contender, starting in P7, followed by Nico Suave, our Bentley in this race. Well, I believe is Worley's teammate. Yeah, these two are the Lincoln Park Bentleys. I should know that by now. And then we have Jacob Hall's teammate, Noah McComber, followed by the other Bentley of Luis Vazquez. And then we have the Mustang of Ian Wheeler. Oh, damn, we only seen 2 Mustangs till P11. This is much more diverse than D1. P12, we have Ian Byron. P13, we have Anthony Kelly. P14, we have David Funk in the GTR, and P15 and 16 are the Badmans of Douglas Mitchell and Matthew Schwartz. I was about to say Michael then. Okay. P17, we have John Archie, our sole Lamborghini in this race, because I think is doing the championship alone. Wink, wink. P18, we have our other championship contender of Logane. And P19 we have Hartman, who normally would be up here, but he has not been up there for the most of the season. And then P20 we have Mark Sutherland. P21 we have Sean Leach. Is it Leach or Leach? I haven't figured out how to pronounce it. P22 we have Selena Boonstra, who's still figuring out how to drive the wheel. And then we have P23, we have Max Diggs. P24, we have Ryan Cody. And P25, we have Michael Schwarzenegger, who I dropped from my fantasy team. P26, we have Carlos Guzman. P27, we have Valdo Vargas. P18, Jack Sullivan. And it'll be Matchmaster, Jess Osborne, Cody Platt. Pablo Ferrer, P33. And Harold McDonald is having a pit lane start. As everyone is going double file right now.
You stole my line. you stole my line. Right,
Yeah.
here we go then. As the formation lap comes to an end, the drivers will now go double file. It is the Red Bull Ring, and we are in the good old Austrian Alps. It is an airport not that far away compared to it, but D1, D3, D5 already done. Here in Division 2, drivers look to be promoted at the end of the season. All eyes now go to the lights. Here at the Red Bull Ring, we are away for racing, and it is going to be a very, very good start for the Bentley. Not so much for the Ferrari of Oldhausen in front of him. Here comes round the outside. Bentley trying to make their way through. A little bit of skirmish. Lamborghini off the road, being pushed off by the Macca. Trying to make him a little bit of space, but almost. Macca going and pushing off the Beamer there momentarily, it seems, the Nissan I should say. Then down into turn number 1, the board will update because ACC does weird things like that. The pit lane starter will try to make their way through. Turn number 3 is going to be the key factor here. It's going to be a big thing, a major spin at the back for Diggs, but he seems to have got it going. Jess Osborne seemingly keeping it where they stand, 3 abreast, heading down towards turn number 4. Go back into a double a crest, and then into turn number 4 we now go. Dive down the inside, looking to make that space. Double file just ahead, seeming to be Schwartz and somebody else. All loads of people losing places. Philip Ennis Muller.
Oh, this is what happened to Diggs at the start.
Yeah, that's Diggs at the start. Contact.
Oh.
And what I want to get, this is one thing I want to get eyes on. What on earth happened to Philip Ennis Muller? He is down in P number 21. He started P number 4. Is that the Ferrari disadvantage that we were talking about earlier, or was that contact with another driver? We're going to have to wait and see as we now come around the final few corners. We're going to watch Philip here. Seemingly, we're going to try see what happens. Maybe contact down into turn number 4. Maybe a punt in the rear. The diffuser, if there was, it is going to be major rear damage, and unfortunately the replay is not going to catch it. That's Philip Ennis Muller. He not only did he lose time with his qualifying lap to miss out on pole, he's now had an absolutely horrendous start here at the Red Bull Ring.
One thing to note that once you start losing positions in this racetrack, everyone's gonna follow past the person who would take you. You lose one position, you're gonna lose multiple. I mean, Sister lost 5 positions or a series of overtakes yesterday. So as we see Nico Suave trying to get past Vasquez, yes he does, goes right the outside, but the BMW is gonna have the better traction out of turn 4 and is gonna try slotting himself between the track and the Bentley, but the Bentley has the space. Is he gonna try dive again? He tries to look around the inside, misses it. Ian Wheeler is trying to capitalize. No, Josh Damiani. Josh Damiani tries to capitalize on that, trying to go out on the outside of the Bentley and makes it stick. What an amazing move from our championship contender here.
Yeah, well, turn number 7 and turn number 8 are going to be a key factor in this race. The main overtaking opportunities you're going to see here, the run from 1 down to 3, run from 3 to 4, and then moves around the outside for turn number 7. Also turn number 9 apparently, as that is going to be 2 drivers making the way through. Here comes Schwarzenegger, who is currently on a defensive. He has got a good old... He's got a car coming up right behind him. That is going to be the Bentley. That's going to be the Bentley who's going to be right there with him. That is going to be Jack Sullivan, who's trying to make his way through. Gets it done. Through into turn number 1. Contact behind. Bang, 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 bang. Call it a quarter pounder. Call it a McDonald's or whatever you want to. That is both McLarens. That is teammates who are down at turn number 1 on the exit, and they are both down.
Yeah, what happened to McDonald here? Yes, what happened to his teammate, Kelly? This is awkward. Not the best teammate reunion you want to see.
How about there, sir?
It looks like Mueller's in the pits. I wonder if he's maybe put the wrong set of tires on, but looks like he's in the pits. I wonder, gonna keep an eye out for how long he spends in the pits. But he has spent more than 30. He spent 34 seconds, which is normal. But yeah, looks like Mueller might be making an undercut here. Seems like he might have made a mistake.
Well, say 34 seconds. It's an average of a 30-second pit stop. That extra 4 seconds will be from damage, and I am not surprised he's pitted. As a former Ferrari driver, I can tell you, you get damage on that rear end as we see major contact down in turn number 9. Lexus goes round. Diggs already had a bad start. That's Logain, actually, who's had a major contact. Into the pit lane comes Cody. No surprise. Is that going to be a retirement, or is that just going to be contact as it is? Looking a little behind. Logain got away scot-free with that. Leach, who's currently on a defensive from Guzman. Loads of drivers gaining positions as Cody is into the pit lane. Cody Rose, American nightmare for many of these drivers tonight here in the Austrian Alps. Ferrari behind, going to lose out quite a bit of time here. Free abreast, down into turn number 2, and then that's nice and tidy. Ferrari's going to be on the inside of Sean Leach. Going to stay there, going to keep it tidy. He has got the other Ferrari of Schwarzenegger coming up right behind him. I'm just going to say this though, Olhausen out there leading on this race. It currently goes P number 1 of, in fact no, Wally's P number 1.
Yeah, Bentley in the lead.
Wally is currently P number 1, Arx P2, Olhausen P number 3. So Wally gained that lead. We severely apologise for that we missed that overtake, but that is what's happened. It's Wally P1, Arx P2, Oldhausen P3, then it's Kraus, Hall, Macomber, Wheeler, Mitchell, then Damiani rounds up top 10 with Suave just in front of them. Right now it is going to be Mark Sutherland, who's currently on a defensive play, trying to get on the attack as well, but he's got a Lexus in front of him, he's got a Ford right behind him. You know how the straight line speed goes with those two cars. They can be absolute beasts. Here comes Macomber, also Douglas Mitchell, trying to defend as you see the train starting to form. You can see on the minimap, everybody, the top 7 has started to absolutely drive away with it, and all aboard the Mitchell Express, because from P number 8 downwards, everybody's nose to tail.
Yeah, I think the Mitchell Express sounds better than the Duck train. Macomber tries to go around the outside of his teammate there. Are we going to see any friendly fire? Is Wheeler going to capitalize on this teammate battle here? Who's going to be the better brother, Mario or Luigi?
The goal as right now heading let's go down into turn number 4 as they are going to stay right with each other. We're not even 10 minutes into this race and we are already gaining so much time. Let's see what positions people have gained in this race so far, shall we? As it's going to be an interesting one as we see Suave losing out there to Damiani and gaining most positions in this race. I do believe it's Platt who has picked up 10 positions. They started P number 32, they are now P number 22 as 10 positions gained, and the biggest loser here is the driver who currently sits last. They have lost a whole lot. In fact, no, it's Philip Ennis Muller actually who's lost the amount of positions. He started P number 4. He's now in P number 32. Most definitely damage what caused that. But now we go back up towards the front as all these drivers are giving it an absolute skirmish, Argent.
Yeah, it looks like Mueller has pitted though, but the person who has lost the most amount of positions who has not pitted is Anthony Kelly sitting in P30. We did see him facing his teammate the wrong way, both of them. So yeah, these are biggest losers in this race. As you have battles here, Olhausen versus Kraus. Kraus putting the pressure on Olhausen. Who's going to be the last on the brakes? Who's it going to be, McLaren or the Ferrari? As Macomber goes super wide behind them, they're still going too wide. Ian Wheeler tries to look up the inside of the BMW, same thing. As Kraus gets ahead of the Ferrari, the McLaren straight line speed coming into play here, but the Ferrari's in the inside. He's going to try out braking him. They go too wide. They keep it too wide.
That is a yellow flag down
That's
at the back.
slow gain.
Yeah, that's low gain in the back. Oh, that is major. And that is a quick shot that we currently get back up to the battle between Olhausen and Kraus. Those drivers are going to have an absolute time. They're still wheel to wheel, but it's now going to be Kraus who now gets in front and through. And that is no surprise there. Ferrari is good on the brakes, but McLaren has a straight line. And now actually Olhausen seemingly losing out because he's got a Beamer right behind him of Hall.
Let me see if I can get back. No, it's too early. I'm messing this up. Maybe I should set it to 45 seconds instead of 60. Yeah, Logan spun apparently, which is extremely brutal.
Yeah, it may be to spin on his own because he was pretty far behind there. So what did he go for a dive? As that's going to be wheel to wheel, side by side, heading out of turn number 1. Here comes the Ford Mustang just behind, going to go 2 abreast, moves across. He does not like that. You see the indicators come on for a moment. Flash, flash, flash. It is 2 abreast. Macomber and Hall, teammates in work, and that is going to be boxing in the Ford Mustang. They do not want to let him past because the Italians don't want to let past the American. And yes, I know that most of these drivers are American, but Mario and Luigi are Italian, driving in German engineering around an Austrian track. I swear I've seen this somewhere in history. As right now, going to be continuing. Going to be continuing here, as that could have gone extremely under the radar, but Arjun just made that awkward.
Yeah,
as right now, that is going to be these drivers who are going to continue here. It is going to be Noah Macomber who has lost out there to the Ford Mustang. Here comes another Ford Mustang of Jack Sullivan trying to make his way through Platt.
You're seeing a lot of battles. You just asked one got past Schwarzenegger, but I don't think the Ferrari is done yet. Well, that's a lot of Porsches. So this is where the Porsches have been hiding out this whole season. We're at the back of the grid. That's my unintentional Porsche jab. Paulie Hartman on the bumper of David Funk here. What's the Funky Town GTR gonna do against a car which is equally as fast as it? That looks like front end damage for Paulie there. John Archie trying to go around the outside of Nico Suave. How's the Lamborghini gonna handle the bumps? Gonna completely run over them and run off the track limits, but these cars are going too wide. Is there gonna be anything looked at by the stewards? Because Archie did go wide. There's fact, and you have 2 overtakes here. Archie on Suave. Archie gets bumped wide. What about Schwartz and Vasquez? Looks like Schwartz has gotten past Vasquez. This battle's still not done yet.
Yeah, it's major elbows out there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna leave it to the stewards, but Suave seemingly pushing the Lamborghini a little bit. We'll leave that to the stewards, and if that does end up cropping up. Down the inside will come the Beamer now on the back of the Bentley, but it's not going to work out that time. Vasquez now on the exit of turn number 4 through turn number 5 down towards turn number 6. How are these drivers going to continue against each other around the outside? Beamer gets it done. Boom, bam, bosh, call in the ticket, and now you're going to be heading up to Schwartz. Got to be careful though, because you've got a good old Bentley behind you, which is a big old beast on the straights. As Schwartz and
Spritzer and Schwarzenegger.
Schmitzer, yeah. Schmitz and Schwarzenegger. that is a tongue twister, as that is going to be these drivers. I'm just going to say Porsche. I'm just going to say Porsche and Ferrari, so I don't twist my tongue. As right now, that's going to be Guzman, who is right on the back of the Bentley, of the good old Bentley, and it is going to be straight line speed versus straight line speed. John Archie into the pit lane with 47 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Archie's trying to get the super massive undercut, which we had seen work out in Coda, which was super cold, so not a lot of tire wear. I wonder if he's gonna be able to keep the tires alive for a whole 47 minutes. Schwarzenegger tries to get past Schmitzer here. Ferrari versus Porsche, the battle of the slowest top ends. Schwarzenegger runs around the outside, makes a position stick, and he gains a place back from Schmitzer. What about the BMW teammates behind of Wilder Vargas and Pablo Ferrer? Are they gonna try to stay the challenge on the Porsche? Oh, Vargas tries to look around the outside, doesn't make it stick though.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to try that. I'm going to go back real quick to what you were just saying about that early pit stop. From what we've seen from D1, D3 and D5, tyre wear is extremely low around here, so but you have to make a pit stop mandatory for tyres. It is race fuel the entire way. You cannot refuel due to the pit stop rules. So because of that, around other circuits you would go 35 minutes to 25 minutes. That's the optimal pit window usually. However, around here, because the tyre wear is so low, you can make your pit stop whenever. And realistically, it comes down to your perspective. Are you in a position where you are going to be looking at it like, if I pit now, I'm going to be gaining positions? Do you want that overcut? Do you want that undercut? Do you want to go for track position, or do you want to get out of traffic? That is the things that the drivers are going to be coming through their minds. As of course we are watching the Beamers right now. That is going to be Ferrer and Vargas, who are currently in that battle for teammates. But here comes the Porsche, here comes the Bentley, trying to make their moves. That's going to be Schwarzenegger. Jess Osborne getting past Leach as well. Heading now down into turn number 3. That is going to be Porsche who gets it done. Boom, bam, Bosch, call it twice, call it a quarter pounder if you want. Going to be now heading through the right-hander, and it is going to be on the exit. Here comes the Beamer, double Beamers. Going to be looking in the back. Vargas and Ferrer going to be looking for it on the Porsche. Not going to work out that time though. 47 minutes, 26 seconds remain on the clock. We're 15 minutes into this race, and you've already seen the action that is to come. All these drivers having an absolute skirmish. Also, it was 2 trains earlier, now seemingly devolving into 3. The leader starting to drive off into the distance a little bit. That, of course, being Worley, who got past Art at the early stages of this race. Going to be watching these drivers, the teammates. Could there be team orders that come into play here? Because right now they are looking like they're all right, but it could be team orders saying, I'm faster than you, let me pass, let me have a shot at this Porsche, and then if he can't get past, just let him back, just do a good old switchback. No need for multi-21 here, as the Porsche actually seemingly moving to the right hand side. Is that into the pit lane? Yes, it is going to be into the pit lane for Schimmerter, as that is going to be nice and tidy. Porsche comes in, opting for the pit stop. So does Macomber in the BMW. So that's 2 people under the pits this lap with a quarter done.
Yeah, so a good thing to note about this track is that we are following strict pit entry rule. Oh, hello, McLaren. Just Andy Kelly coming out of nowhere. I think he's a lap down. But there are... Actually, no, Kelly is fighting for positions. But yeah, there's the pit limit rule. The pit entry rule is that you need to be on the right of the pit entry line, the white line. Even going to turn 9, you need to be on the right hand side. You can't cut across the pit entry line, or you will get a warning and a penalty.
Yep, right now we're going down into the braking zone. That is going to be a bit McLaren versus McLaren. Team orders without a doubt there. Moving over to the left hand side, letting him through. That was a clear let through. You let him past, you go over the radio, go get him, as we will see how that evolves throughout the rest of this race. It is Worley who leads, followed by Arx, and yada yada yada. I've already said it so many times. I'm just trying to create a conversation here. How's everybody doing in tonight, chat? Who are you here to support? If you are liking what you are watching, of course, unfortunately we can't really stop ads here on Twitch. So if you would like it so that you do not get any ads, you can subscribe. However, you don't need to. As right now, that is going to be Leach who is going to be continuing to get through on the back of Jess Osborne. Of course, if you are watching live on Twitch, or you are watching on the VOD, or even if you're watching on YouTube, because they do get uploaded, because the VODs do get uploaded to YouTube once the racing is complete. If you are watching on the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bells so you get notified for every single time Sim Racing Alliance goes live. And you can, of course, join us at sra.gg for the website to get involved in the racing action. And it is going to be even more. You can join our Discord as well to know about more events that are coming up soon. Douglas Mitchell currently there, number number 7, and it is gonna be nice and tidy. You're welcome, chat.
Yeah, this is a highlight message from Sir Owns-A-Lot. We have the Doug cam here. Doug is sitting comfortably in P7. Josh Damiani, though, is barreling down on him and is actually sitting faster lap times. Josh Damiani is around 3 tenths faster than Doug last lap. Oh, hello. We got battled here. Looks like David Fung and Wally Hartman get shoved wide by the GTR. That car GTR doesn't really turn. But Selena Bootstra on the bumper.
Yeah, key thing to point out here, chat. Selena is still new to wheel.
Yeah.
How in the name of all that is holy, she is having this much pace is just a testament to her, because I'm not gonna lie, I recently got a wheel and I'm absolute garbage with it. So we don't know how many hours Selena is putting into that sim, but either way, she's currently sat in P number 15, and you gotta give her props for it.
I mean, Selena is faster than her teammate Jess, and Jess has been on the wheel for God knows how long. So yeah, but if you have the fundamentals, you can just pick up the wheel and be on pace relatively quickly I'll also make progress because I believe P14 is Red Solita's best place so far as she nearly loses the car that has been and slots behind Polly Hartman. Also, we got requests for Doug's feed cam after this here.
That is not in our prerogative, and that is against
No.
Right now, here comes Michael Schwarzenegger, going to be looking for the inside. Ferrari versus Ferrari, up against Leach right now. Going to be going through the left-hander at turn number 6, into turn number 7. Turn number 8 on the outside is going to give a big advantage due to that big old curve, which is nice and flat and you can abuse. And you've got the Bentley right there. Also, the two BMWs, these 5 drivers, going to be 6 soon, possibly 7, have just been going at it this entire race, and it is absolutely lovely. It is simply lovely. Yes, I just did a Max Verstappen quote. As another key factor, P number 25 downwards, all those drivers have pitted. That is why you're seeing the grid starting to split out a little bit. Lots of drivers coming into the pits. Notice there's 2 more drivers coming into the pits. One of those being Jake Hall and Macomber. I believe that Macomber made a pit stop earlier. No, he did not.
Macomber did pit. He did pit.
It's Wheeler, not Macomber. My bad. There's Macomber. It's Wheeler who's into the pit lane.
It's happening. Zolio Levine's out wide. What happened here? Let's actually look at the replay. Also, the person who requested the Doug's feed cam is an admin, so we definitely got to oblige. That's what happened here. Looks like he's just ran wide and runs into Mark Sutherland here. That is
big hit.
That is a
too close for missiles. Switch to guns. Here comes Jack Sullivan now out of turn number 5 into turn number 6. Looks for it around the outside. Going to be right there with him. Nice and tidy, but the Ferrari is entitled to the space. He's got those front wheels alongside the rear wheels. He is entitled to it, but through turn 6 into turn 7, now turn 8. You know, I've said it so many times here. Turn number 8, if you're on the inside there, you've got that position without a doubt.
The Baltero Bentley made a gamble and it paid off. As you see, the BMW team is a Vargas and Ferrer trying to follow it through. That's the Bentley. As right now everyone is in their pit cycles, now is probably the time. Our admins requested it. I'm sorry, I gotta oblige. Here we have exclusive Doug feed cam, which I guess is important to look at the footwork because the Lexus is a front engine car and you need to use a lot of footwork to drive the Lexus on any front engine car.
Why am I suddenly captivated? Anyway, back to the racing action. Douglas Mitchell currently sat P number 4. Argt is actually P number 1 now. Argent, don't you dare. As right now, Argt is P number 1, Kraus P2. So the race leader has opted to come into the pit lane, and that is going to be nice and tidy. And it is into the pits now for a Porsche. It is going to be Thomas Olhausen, who is out there in P number 3. He goes over to P number 4 as Argt, who was the race leader, now into the pits as well. So nice and tidy. Key factor: where is the former race leader going to be coming out? Where they come out onto the racing circuit? We'll wait and see what will happen with those guys. Right now, we're currently watching Ferner as well. Going to be coming through turn number 9 now into turn number 10, and it is going to be nice and tidy. Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor. Heading out the final corner. Here comes the McLaren, going to be getting that straight line speed on the BMW. Not going to work out that time though. It is going to be Pablo who is not going to work out there either. It is unlucky as Schwarzenegger currently on the defensive. Boatley goes wide, a little bit unlucky, and that is going to be, here we go, battle of the teammates, BMW versus BMW. It's going to be Ferner versus Vargas. Vargas going to be looking behind, he falls back a little bit closer, inching and inching, a little bit of inches. Who doesn't love a cider? Through the right hander onto the exit and further each lap.
Then Vasquez putting the pressure on. That's a lap car? That's a lap car. That is yeah, that's not for positions. But yeah, looks like right now our leader is Jack Krause. Looks like Arc has pitted, and so is Josh Furley.
Yeah, so Worley currently sat down in P number 18.
Yeah, but he is our professional leader. And, oh, you're seeing, never mind, it is David Funk going into the pits, and that's Paulie Hartman, who finally doesn't get to stare at the GTR's bumper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pit window. We can yap about stuff a little bit. No, we can't. Oh, yes, we can, because people are coming into the pit lanes. Double box. Hopefully, double box for the Beamers. Let's hope that they're a bit more competent than the Ferrari pit crew in F1.
It must be noted that Wheeler's pit stop is not that fast. He stopped for 35 seconds as opposed to 32 seconds from Hall and McComber, who he is battling. And as such, Wheeler comes out behind. There's on Leach versus Jess Osborne, as you have on screen. Here, it looks like Leach is not going to have a better exit because, let's be honest, nothing's going to have a better exit than the Porsche.
Meow.
Especially if you have a big meaty turbo like the Ferrari. But coming back to the battle at hand, looks like Ian Wheeler comes out behind McComber. McComber's undercut actually worked, but McComber lost so much time to Hall.
Yeah.
Who's on the bumper of Art.
Yeah. Well, that is one big beefy BMW. You know what's also beefy? Steak. Question of the day, chat. How do you have your steak? As right now we're going to be watching the rest of these drivers where everybody's yet to pit inside the top 12. So, no, there is going to be Olhausen, who is into the pit lane. Kraus, the silver driver, he is up there in P number 1. Remember in Indianapolis that there was 2 silver drivers out. In fact, I'm thinking D4. There was a silver driver on the podium for Indianapolis when I remember it. So we are, for some reason I only remember Indy. As right now we're going to be going through the right hander onto the throttle again and again and again and again and again and again and again. You get it, chat. But right now we're going to be going through the final corner of turn number 10. Nice and tidy. Here comes Hall, still trying to chase down Art.
How far is Jacob Hall behind Art before the pit cycle? Oh, as it comes out of the pits, comes out behind Hall and Art. How did Hall get so much time in position? What's happened here? He's putting the pressure on the championship leader. Art, he tries to send it around the inside, doesn't make it stick though. As we have a car off in the distance, that is going to be sent to one of Vasquez. He has decided to call it. What happened here? Oh, it looks like he just might be hardware issue.
Right. Yeah, I think because it was slowing down, but not enough. That may have been a wheel disconnect. Which, if it was, that is extremely unfortunate. You know what? Another question of the day, chat. Because everybody deserves a good sim rig. Do you play controller? Do you play wheel? If you do play wheel, what wheel do you use? Heck, there's some people out there who are crazy and play on keyboard. No idea how, but they do. And it is gonna be. Oh my god, I was right. Keyboard and mouse for the win. How dare you? How dare you?
Well,
As a crime, as one thing that is not a crime is going to be this battle for P number 7. Worley gets past a lapped car. Blue, no, not a lapped car. Well, it's not a lapped car.
It was for
position.
But Levine is actually allowed. Levine's not pitted yet.
Yeah, Levine's not pitted yet. So realistically, it's more like a lap down, but still.
Also, we have Guitar Hero controller. I remember when Jimmy Broadman playing Gran Turismo and completed all the license tests using the Guitar Hero controller.
Controller with chase cam. Go play Forza. As, of course, you can also get involved in the racing action here at Sim Racing Alliance. We don't judge. We just give very interesting thoughts on different things.
I mean, Selena was racing in the controller halfway through the season before she started playing the video. So you could be D2 with the controller.
Oh yeah, no, there's like some crazy pace people on controller. As here comes the battle for P number 8 currently. It's McLaren versus Beamer, and we're going to see it here. Here comes Kelly And Anthony Kelly going to be going down the inside, nice and tidy on that. I cannot get this out of my head. That BMW looks like a block of cheese.
I think, is this? No, this is not a cheese livery.
Let's get drone cam out. Not that one, the BMW. Where you at, Beamer? We're connected to the McLaren.
It's
Hey, there it is.
Acme. Okay, it's the Looney Tunes. Acme
it's
car.
limited. Yeah, it's geez, that BMW is scratched up and a half.
Yeah. We haven't really looked at Liverpool. Kraus is going into the pits, and he comes out behind. Wait, that makes sense. Who's that ahead?
There we go. Just waiting for it to update as Mark Sutherland, the only driver yet to pit.
He was hit pretty hard though, so.
Big old punt.
Also, Kraus comes out behind Wheeler. Wasn't he ahead of Wheeler? McComber and Kraus loses the silver lead. He was running in P4.
Yeah, the silver lead right now is Hall. He's sat P number 4. So yeah, he has lost positions. Kraus has lost quite a lot. He started P number 5. He's now P number 8.
Yeah, I think he might have lost some places in the pit stop. And also, Wheeler is absolutely flying. He holds the fastest lap of the race right now at 28.6. But it does look like a pretty balanced race so far as Sutherland finally comes into the pits, and that makes Josh Worley our leader once again.
Good old British engineering.
Is the Bentley British? Doesn't it have a German engine?
Oh.
Basically a Mercedes.
The chassis is British. I think.
You think?
Look, Bentley's a British company, okay? This is the thing about us Brits. If the company is from Britain, but the parts are from elsewhere, we class it as British.
This reminds me of the ship paradox.
Which, by the way, did you know that chicken tikka masala is actually Scottish?
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that fact. Chicken tikka masala is Scottish. Also, did you know that there's sharks in the Irish Sea?
Yeah, I also knew about that.
Yeah.
Hey, British trivia from Alexa Marshall.
I'm bringing you all the good British facts, the northern British facts. I'm bringing you the northern British facts. Which, by the way, did you know that Manchester is the second largest city in the UK?
No, but now I know, and that makes me feel sorry for all the Man U fans out there. Because there's so many of them.
Well, technically not the UK, because Edinburgh is bigger, but Manchester is the biggest one in England. Also, did you know that Wrexham is? Also, did you know that Newport County, which is actually a Welsh team?
No.
In the English Football League,
That is
the oldest.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. Your David Funk's gonna drive through, I believe, for track limits, which we haven't brought that up. It's so easy to get warnings in this race. I myself had 3 warnings yesterday. As Archie, whoa, what's happened here? Got Archie versus Doug. Is Doug trying to send around the outside of John Archie here? What's gonna happen? Is he gonna get Verstappen?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Hey, good old bit of Verstappening. Who doesn't love doing a bit of good old Verstappen? Get the ego out there.
All right, Ilba's out here dropping some anti-British lore about Bentley being owned by the Volkswagen Group, Volkswagen Audi Group.
Also, can I just say, everybody says Volkswagen when its actual name, when its actual name is Volkswagen.
It's actually Volkswagen, because the V I really is pronounced as an F.
Yeah, Volkswagen.
No, Volkswagen.
Yeah, Volkswagen. Look, I get away with my accent, okay? Anyway, here comes Hartman in a Ford Mustang. That's American engineering. And gonna
No,
go
it's
down
Canadian.
the inside.
Made by Multimatic.
To be fair, by extension, it's British.
Oh my god, we're gonna get 3 wide.
Here we go.
35 minutes into the race. As Paulie Harper's right super deep. Is he gonna make that move stick? Yes, he does.
Try not to punt, try not to punt. Watch the netcode as on the exit, nice and tidy. Here comes not Cylinder Show, that's not updated. Here comes Schwartz getting past, and that is going to be nice and tidy. Nissan behind. Now we've got a Ford ahead. I
find it funny that David Fung still trying to fight despite having a drivetrain, knowing that he has to pit. And speaking of fight, these two have been scrapping all race. Sean Leash and Matt Schmitzer.
Settle down. Alright, I'm taking
If
out
Carlos
the
Guzman is he gonna try to dive bomb the Ferrari? Ferrari tries to brake super late. It's 1 wide. The Mustang gets a better exit. And yeah, looks like Guzman gets ahead of Sean Leash.
Oh, we'll wait and see. Funk still has that drive-through. Funk hasn't served that drive-through yet. Leach losing out there. The leader's just driving off into the distance. Oh, wait a minute. Wally is losing time. He's just lost quite a few seconds. Nope, it was because it was a corner.
No, that was a bug.
My bad.
Yeah, that was a bug. You scared the whole chat for a second there. Oh, this battle's still going. Looks like Guzman's finally getting past Schmitzer here. Mustang has a straight line speed to pull ahead of the Porsche, and every Porsche fan's crying seeing that. And that's going to be easy 2 places for Carlos Guzman. What about the BMW behind of Pablo Ferrer? He's right at the bumper of Sean Leach. He's going to try looking up the inside. There's a Porsche in front of him, but so it might be a bit risky for a dive bomb. But he is going to try it anyways. But no, Sean Leach gets a better run. And Ferrer looks like he's going to get overtaken by Sullivan, who gets super wide. The Baltero Bentley gambling again.
And remember, folks, this isn't NASCAR. You don't have to bump draft the entire time.
Yes, you do.
Gonna be edit.
Actually, you don't.
Don't bump draft, especially with don't bump draft in this game, especially with netcode. As right now, we're going to be heading through the right-hander. It's nice and tidy for the time being. 23 minutes remain on the clock. I'm not going to lie, this race has flown by.
These two are still battling, even after getting overtaken and having a Mustang separate them momentarily.
The Mustang may cause separation, but I will. You know what? I'm going to give Mustang one thing: they do make good race cars, even if they are an absolute pain to drive. Also, remember when NASCAR went to Le Mans?
Yes, Garage 56 with their Camaro.
Yes, that was crazy.
Ferrer's on the bumper of Wilder Vargas. Wait, no, Jack Sullivan. Is Ferrer going to take the position back? Doesn't look like it. Oh, as his teammate Wilder Vargas goes wide, gets out of shape. The BMW does love to get out of shape in this corner here. It's super sketchy if you run knee deep.
Well, wait and see. Here comes Jack Sullivan. Now with the slipstream going to be heading down as we approach the final 20 minutes of this race. Heading now down the inside, and he's going to stick it right there with
a double overtake.
1, 2, get it out of the way. Gonna be giving it a bit of a bump, and he's gonna be going down the back straight. Gonna be now, gonna be there. Here comes Sullivan on the outside. No idea why I'm singing, but here we go. Down to turn number 4. Beamer versus Bentley versus good old Beamer. Gonna be going round the outside. If you like what you're seeing,
the German car is gonna take the position.
Gonna be right there with him. German car on the outside, Bentley on the inside. Here we go.
Oh, looks like Jack Sullivan loses the place to Ferrer. What about Sean Leach? He's yeah, you know what? He's gonna settle behind. But Anthony Kelly is not gonna let him settle. The McLaren looks up the inside. Anthony Kelly, being on a recovery drive, he has seen him having pace in qualifying. But yeah, this battle is still popping off.
Yeah, pop off.
Pop off is a word. It's popping off right now. As Leach tries to look up the inside, misses the things twice, but that's gonna put him much closer to Kelly. But is Kelly gonna have the top speed to get alongside the Ferrari? Seems like he is gonna have it. Is there gonna be a dive bomb incoming? No, Kelly backs out and he uses his position lead for now.
Yeah, so right now, these drivers are going to go at it, lap after lap. A little bit more time, here comes the BMW. I'm not yawning.
Your caffeine's running out, you need to have another monster.
I'm not even joking, I'm just about to open a 2-litre bottle of Pepsi.
Alright, good luck with heart palpitations as you have... Well, so far no heart attack causing moments in this race, but this battle has been... super. Looks like Mr. has run wide slightly. Is that going to be enough of a bad run for the BMW to get alongside? Yes, it is. Joey too wide into turn 9. Who's gonna win in this game of chicken? Still too wide. Looks like Ferrer is gonna stay ahead, but he's gonna get boxed in. Sullivan is off the track. They're gonna go 3 wide, or actually it's gonna be 2 wide. And it looks like Sullivan's gonna get past Ferrer. Is he also gonna follow through past Schwitzer? No. But that's some aggressive defending from the BMW there. That was so close.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sketchy Moments with Alexa and Arjun. I just realised this. We could be called the Battery Team because both of our names start with A. As here we go. Look for the inside.
I don't want to get charged for battery. That's not fun.
Somebody please make that a meme. I need to see a meme of that. The good old battery duo.
Oh,
Anywho.
Looks like everyone's running wide now. I wonder if the tires are falling off, especially the Porsche. But it looks like the Bentley's gonna go around the outside of the Porsche, but the Porsche's still gonna have the better exit because let's be honest, this is a Porsche. So wide for Schmitzer there.
Yeah, well, and we're going to be honest. If anybody's asking where all the other action is, you can see it on the map. This is where everybody's bunched up. As there goes the McLaren, finally gets the move done. They've been lurking in the background for like the past 20 minutes.
Kelly's run wide!
We're gonna get no. That was contact. We need to get a replay on that. That was the McLaren, and we are gonna get a replay. Good old bit. They look for the move down the inside. The rear's already twitching. Boom, ban, bosh. Round you go, down you go, and that is the McLaren. That is Kelly, who already having a bad race. They've just got an even worse one. As here comes Beamer versus Beamer. Good old little battle. Jess Osborne also lurking in the back. Here comes Jess looking for it. Beamer's also looking for it, and that is nice and tidy. That is how you get it done. R.I.P. to McLaren.
And we have been asked in chat what the Doug doing. The Doug is sitting comfortably in P8, hunting down Ian Wheeler, his teammate, not far down the road in P14. Also, if you missed out on Doug feed cam, be sure to check the VOD for it, unless someone clipped it.
Yeah, I mean, heck, you can have a watch it on the VOD or here on Twitch, or if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. You don't miss out on any action coming your way here at Sim Racing Alliance. I'm Alexa Marshall, joined by Arjun, and Ilpo is unfortunately with an injury. Can we get some hashtag recover soon, Ilpo, in the chat, please? And that will be greatly appreciated.
I'm saluting right now.
And heading now down into the right-hander, and then through one more time. These corners are constant. They just come at you like a ton of bricks. As right now, 16 minutes and 16 seconds remain on the clock here at the Red Bull Ring, provided by Sim Racing Alliance. Honestly, this may just be a thing. We should really have a, like, I think we should all agree that we need to make a Sim Racing Alliance, a official Sim Racing Alliance racetrack for the original Assetto Corsa, because it is very easy to mod. And
That's just Watkins Glen. That's just Watkins Glen.
Yeah, but that's an American circuit.
Yes, SRA is American.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, Watkins Glen is a good circuit. Before anybody says I'm slandering American tracks again. Well, to be fair, Watkins Glen is a good circuit. Not as good as Laguna Seca, though. I'm personally a Laguna Seca fan.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. Like, I like Laguna Seca more. As Doug tries to get past Wheeler. He completely missed out on his battle. Doug was on Wheeler's bumper for most of the race, but looks like the Lexus is gonna get ahead of the Mustang. And Sir Douglas Mitchell up to P7. Looks like Wheeler's gonna go around the outside. He's run so deep. Managed to get the car slowed down enough to not run wide, and he's gonna slot himself behind the Lexus. Also, need to point this out. The front is actually pretty closer than you think. Verley is leading. You actually have a Bentley in the lead. But only by 5 seconds. And Arc is getting hunted by our silver driver of Jacob Hall.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Wally had a 7-second gap earlier. Now it's down to only 4 seconds. There's 14 minutes left on the clock. It's a 1 minute 30 lap time. There goes the good old McLaren. Getting past.
And this is Kelly's teammate, Harold McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald's getting past there. So, nice and tidy, nice and clean. And that is how you do it. But it's a 1 minute 30 lap here. 4 seconds. I'm going to go for, well, yeah, 1 minute 30. Going to be going that.
Give around 9 laps.
That. 10. We got around 9. No, just about 10, maybe 11
D1
laps.
did 41 laps yesterday, I believe.
Yeah. For Arc to have a chance at
Wait.
he would need to gain half a second a lap. Here comes Selena Boostra, wheel to wheel, side by side. Not so much Selena, but they're going to go free abreast here. Now down into turn number 9. You don't want to do it there, lads. As through the outside, through the tidy, through the clean, and nice and tidy as McLean's is at Donington, not here at the Red Bull Ring.
This is a third 3 wide with this pack in this race. this pack is absolutely wild, as mentioned by the driver's name, Wilder Vargas. Haha, that's my name pun for this race.
Leeches on Vargas. We're at the Red Bull Ring. Hall is on Arc. Let's go.
Looks like we have a new fastest lap, which is Jack Krause. He's also absolutely flying right now. Is he? He's not. Guess he is. He is on the hunt to get back to positions from Mulhausen and Hall. But yeah, looks like the pack in the front has split up. The only battle in the second we have here is between Byron and Mueller, who, I must say, that's an impressive recovery drive from him, putting up to the P12. Mueller started in P4, and he's down in P12. He made an early pit stop after, I still don't know what happened there.
I'm just gonna say, Mueller was down in P number 21.
Yeah.
In fact, he was Mueller was last in like the first 5 minutes because he made a pit stop.
Yeah, Jess is putting the pressure on. Jess has joined this battle. He has gotten past Ferrer, who I believe is nursing damage after hitting Kelly.
Yeah, so nice and tidy. You know what?
Wait, Krause lost position, yeah.
Krause has lost 2 positions there. We're going to get a replay on that without a doubt, because was that wide? That may have been wide there. So we will wait and see. Are we a little bit too? No, wait. Are we too far back here?
Yes, we are.
Because what happened? Because he lost 2 positions there. Was it deep?
Might be.
In fact, no. Wait. I think we were too early.
No, it was after.
No, the Luigi car was behind him in that shot. So I think that was turn number 6, going wide at turn number 6, which of course would put you onto the gravel, make you lose time. So I think that'll be a turn number 6. But yeah, props to Philip Ennis-Muller. Had that, lost loads of places on the start due to an incident. It seemed was down in practically last because he pitted, and now he's up into P number 12. So Philip Ennis-Muller, take a bow. That's my driver of the day so far.
Oh, Mueller's getting overtaken by Byron here. Looks like Mueller's tires might be running out. It must be noted Mueller pitted at the end of the first lap. His tires are absolutely shredded right now.
I am sorry, Philip. I did not mean to commentators curse you. Let's move on, and please don't hate me. You're in P number 13. Unlucky for some. As right now, we're going to be going back up to the battle. It's Douglas Mitchell versus the Luigi car of Macomba, trying to make his way through. His teammates currently in P number 3. As we are going to be watching this as well, as I am going to be looking at this. It is Sean Leach, who's currently still trying to get past the Ford Mustang of Plant. These guys have been going at it the entire time, but lap after lap, Hall is constantly on the back of Ark, but seemingly unable to get past Argent.
Doug caught past Macomber. Yeah, it looks like Macomber just runs super wide here, and that just allows Doug to just sail past Bentley. So Doug is into P5. This is not a drill.
Don't mind me. It goes wide, and it's just like, don't mind me. I'm just passing by. As right now, I am not tired. I don't know what you're on about. Sleep deprivation totally isn't hitting him, and you totally can't tell. As right now, going to be looking at good old Sean Leach. Going to be going down into the penultimate corner, and let's
Please
go.
do not talk like that. That sounds too posh.
Oh, you want posh, do you? I shall give you posh. So
I will mute you on stream. This is a threat.
Yeah, you got that power. I'm not gonna test it. You got that power. You got that power, so I'm not going to. As right now, we got good old Vargas, who's currently trying to make his way through, unable to get past the Ferrari, and it's just unlucky. As it's going to be Sutherland still on the back, and we are in
Mark
the final 10 minutes.
No, people are getting killed.
Oh no!
Actually, wait. Marcus joined this battle again. I wonder how damaged his car is.
I don't think he got any damage from that.
Well, didn't he get absolutely slammed a couple of laps ago?
Fair point. But like, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing with the Ferrari. As if you take damage to the sides, you're perfectly fine. It's the diffuser and bumper that you want to be afraid of.
Yeah, but damage is so damage. As we have Sean Leach trying to put the pressure on Cody Platt. I don't understand who here in this pack has got pace and who hasn't. There's been overtaking all around, and people just getting re-overtaken.
Yep,
as far as the Vargas trying to force past the Ferrari, he's gonna have the inside, but the Ferrari's gonna have the longer run to get the better exit. Jess Osborne tried to look up the inside of the BMW. The BMW runs across to the middle of the track, trying to box the Porsche in. This is gonna allow his teammate to pass the Porsche. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Ferrer is boxed in, but he's gonna use the toe from his teammate to get past the Porsche. But going down into heavy braking zone, this is the Porsche's favorite corner on this track. Who's gonna win? Looks like while the Vargas runs slightly wide, Jess Osborne still sticks to the inside. But Jess has the inside.
That was smart there by Jess.
Yeah, it is.
Because like, you're unable to get past their teammate, but at the same point, you're boxing in third. So it's kind of a bit of management there. Like, sure, Jess could have gone for the overtake, but by letting off a little bit and boxing in the car behind, it means that they just aren't able to attack you. which now is going to give Jess the opportunity as they head down through turn number 7, but the BMW is going to have to move on turn number 8, down on the inside, wheel to wheel, side by side again, other Beamer right behind, going to try box him in again, down on the exit, double file, wheel to wheel, side by side, into turn number 9, Jess Osborne on the outside, Beamer on the inside, through 9, into 10, Jess Osborne runs wide, onto the exit, a little bit more time, McLaren behind, as Jess Osborne gets the move done and back up into P number 24 there. Nice little two-way battle as here comes the Ferrari, still trying to get past the McLaren, but the straight line speed with the advantage.
That's some amazing teamwork from Vargas here, trying to box Jess in to let Ferrer pass, but Jess wasn't having it. He knew what he had to do to stay where he is now and not lose any positions. That's just great racecraft and just great driving from these guys.
But we'll wait and see. As a little bit of a move there, Ferrari's still trying to get past. Straight line speed, like I said, not there at all. So, real unlucky. But we continue as we are now into the final 5 minutes here at the Red Bull Ring, and this has been one crazy race. And of course, we've got Barcelona next week, Arjun, which is going to be variable weather.
We'll get to that after this race, but look at Todd Lace is still on the bumper of Cody Platt here. He almost made a dive up, but yeah, looks like Valdo Vargas is he's gonna have a better run. Is he gonna be alongside enough to send it down turn 9? No. Looks like Ferrer's backed off there, and it's just the pack's starting to break up. But one pack that is still has been forming is this pack here. Macomber on the bumper of Macomber and Archie on the bumper of Wheeler. Archie has caught up, and Hall and Olhausen on the bumper of Art. This battle has been going on for the whole second stint, the battle for P2, and we have not touched up on it.
Yeah, the battle for P2. I mean, let's be honest. These guys have just been going after the entire time because we're watching this battle. This just shows how the action can be around the circuit and around every single aspect of this track, because these guys are solo. Like, this isn't putting doubt on them. I'm just gonna make this clear. Like, they're all the way down here in the 20s. Like, they're not anywhere near the top, and yet they're still fighting like it's for the race win, which just goes to show like the love for sim racing and how good these drivers are. Because
Valdo Vargas
this is
runs
incredible.
on the gravel.
Here comes onto the gravel. Jess Osborne takes advantage, and that is going to be Jess Osborne who flies through, finally getting past that other BMW.
Yeah, that's some great driving from all of them here. Maybe a bit of argy-bargy, but everyone's still alive. Mark Sutherland tries to go up around the inside. Kelly backs out. Are we calm now? Can we talk about the other battles? No, Leash is still fighting Platt.
Yeah, I've just done some maths here. We're starting a new lap here. The race leader now coming down at turn number 9 will be going on to the penultimate lap.
No,
so
you still got enough lap. You got one more lap after this.
1 minute, just under 1 minute 30.
Yeah.
So
oh, yeah, that's the penultimate lap.
Just under. Yeah. So this will be the penultimate lap. Lap after this will be the final, and we are now watching these drivers. They have the entire lap and 2 more due to where the race leader is. But right now, Jess Osborne has to defend on the inside. BMW around the outside. Going to be going with each other, wheel to wheel, side by side, onto the exit, onto the throttle. Beamer right there with him. It is going to be the Porsche. I almost said Selena because I'm so used to. I just associate Porsche and Selena together. So hey ho.
Oh yeah,
right
now.
He's through the right hand there. I guess that's what doing 3 seasons of commentary with Selena does to me. I just associate Selena with Porsche. Speaking of Selena Boomstra, let's get some visual on her.
Separation anxiety here. Where's Selena?
Yeah.
Selena's chilling in P6. Not a lot of going on around her.
P16.
P16.
Yeah, because their teammates been making moves. Meanwhile, Selena Boomstra right now, she's just chilling. She's in P number 16. She's got 5 seconds in front, 14 seconds behind, Selena Boonstra is just chilling right now. She's having a fun time, and right now we're gonna go over to the battle of P number 2 in case something happens, because the race leader is now coming through turn number 9 and 10. We're gonna be going on to the final lap. So the question what I've got is, Hall has this silver win in the bag if it stays like this. However, it's the final lap. Somebody could kick in. That's a yellow flag. That is Garrett. That is Sean Leach. I believe. No, that is going to be Kelly. That's going to be Kelly, and that's another Ferrari. Actually, we will get a replay on that, I believe. As that is going to be wheel to wheel, side by side. Maybe not. That's Jess Osborne looking on the defensive, as the Ferrari actually has got past the 2 BMWs. So something with that McLaren definitely helped them out. The Beamer's now locked in a battle. Are they going to allow it on this final lap? We are going to get a replay here now. We're going to go back and wonder what happened here with the Ferrari, and it's going to be an interesting one. What happened?
Looks like Sutton just hit the bumper.
Boom, bam, Bosch, send them into the stratosphere. As right now it is going to be the leaders coming down into turn number 4. You can see it. They've got a back marker in between them as well. However, key thing to point out, the gap has been brought down. It was 4 seconds earlier, now it's 3 seconds. It's only been brought down a second in the last 10 minutes, but hey-ho. But as the white flag flies around the circuit, this is the key factor. It looks like the battle for P number 2 is going to stay as it is, but from the start, this man's been in control. Some may call it damage control, but for that you'd have to call up wrestling. This man has not been wrestling tonight. He's been having a cruise. He's been having an absolute drive, and it's without a doubt his own. It is Wally here at the Red Bull Ring in the Austrian Alps, and he comes across the line to win here at the Red Bull Ring. And now the battle P number 2 is Arc P2, Hall P3. Hall will bring home the silver win with Arc's P2. Arc started on pole, but that is definitely going to help Arc in his championship hopes. But this battle continues here, Arjun.
Yeah, this is where things get a bit hairy. Never enter the final lap. We're gonna see all or nothing Hail Mary sense going on here. Let's look at the BMW goes wide. That's fair. He's... No, people are going wide. That is so Leach. He's gone super wide, and the 2 BMWs are gonna get past him.
Last lap drama, last lap mistakes. It all comes down to it in the final moments. The pressure can cause a crumble. These will be the final drivers to cross the line. Jess Osborne looking for one extra position. A Porsche versus a Ford. A battle for the ages. But unfortunately, some may say Ford versus Ferrari. But down into the final 2 corners, Jess Osborne looking left, looking right. Opts to the outside. Trying to get that over speed. Extra wide, extra spicy. Call it up. You might want to call up Taco Bell. But here we go, out the final corner. It's the Ford who stays ahead. So Jess Osborne P22, Fever P23.
And then further back is Sutherland and McDonald's. Actually, no, Kelly's left the race, so we might be a lap down. But yeah, we haven't even talked about our front runners in this race. Yeah, Josh Worley, debut win here in D2. Or I don't know if it's debut win in SRA. First win this season in D2. Followed by Jacob Hall, our silver winner in P3, and our championship leader Arc in P2.
Indeed. Let's get straight into this, shall we? There's only one man we can rob. Let's do this in reverse order, shall we? Well, we're going to do something that I never usually do, but I'm going to do it either way, as we are going to try and bring in, if I can move him, which
Jacob
I cannot.
Hall.
I have not loaded up my laptop. We're going to bring in Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall, you are live on the Sim Racing Alliance Twitch. How was that race for you?
Very, very tiring.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
You're putting the pressure on Arc for most of the race, like most of the second stint.
I feel like it was like a half an hour of
Yeah.
just being within like a second and just trying not to make a mistake.
Yeah, so how are you feeling about the race? This is your first time in the overall podium. First of all, welcome to Podium Circle. Talk us to your race.
Thank you. Had a decent quali. I think I was like P6, something like that. And my teammate did an undercut, Noah, early, and put the idea in my head. So I ended up hitting around, I think, 40 minutes, and I was able to jump Olshausen, I think that's how you say it, and I was like came out like a second behind Arced. And then from there, you guys saw, just got stuck behind him, but it was super fun.
Yeah, did you just like nail your pit stop? Was there like any strategies did you think happened? It seems like you only
It was
had like an average pit stop, and so did everyone around
Yeah, it
you.
was an average pit stop, but I knew I had good pace. And I felt like I was getting a little held up by the two people in front of me. I can't remember exactly who they were. So I figured I'd, kind of Hail Mary undercut and see what happened, and it worked out.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's a great performance for you. Alexa, you have any questions for our podium sitter?
Yeah, so nice silver win there. Of course, overall on the podium, P number 3 as well. Carrying it over to next week. It's Barcelona. It's going to be variable weather, so we will not know until the lobby is open what the weather will be. Most drivers, I would say, are highly likely to be running a hybrid setup, just as that safety margin or something. What's the plan going into Barcelona?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. I've been so focused on Red Bull Ring. I think a hybrid setup, like you said, makes a lot of sense, but I'm gonna just have to do some practice and just see where the setup goes. Because right now, it was it was all Red Bull Ring until right now. So
Well, fair enough. We shall leave you to it. Before we let you go
You have
and
any
talk
shout
to your
outs?
great... Oh, yeah, you beat me to it, Arjun.
yeah, I guess I'll shout out my wife who tolerates all my nonsense in this simulator. My son, and I'll shout out my teammate Noah. And of course, everyone in the booth. You guys do such a great job.
Question: does your family watch the broadcast?
Sometimes
Okay.
my son's only 5 months old, so he can't really do it yet. But
Start him young.
I know I'm trying. My wife will tune in, but sometimes it gets a little late.
That
So
part.
yeah, we'll see.
Gotcha. But yeah, congrats on the podium, and we will send
Thank
you
you.
on your way down to the briefing.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Next up is P number 2. Next up is P number 2, the man who he was locked in with the entire time. If we are able to get them, and if we can find them, we will bring them in, and we shall do that just now.
Art?
As of course, Arced, you are live on Sim Racing Alliance Twitch channel. And how was that race for you? P number 2, of course, starting on the front row. How was that? Talk us through it.
Sorry, I was eating something. It was an intense race, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
were getting hunted down for most of the second stint. How's you must have a lot of pressure.
I don't think though, because as Worley said, he was doing tire management since his tires were toast.
Oh,
So yeah, he had the gap. I screwed my pit. So yeah, that's why he got like 6 seconds ahead of me. Yeah, so basically I had to defend from Jacob, I guess. That was the race.
yeah.
I didn't have the pace to fight that hard for P1.
Gotcha. And yeah, were you running like how you? I think you pitted after yeah, but I mean, talking to your strategy, I think you pitted like, before Whirly did, but you
No,
also
he beat the lap early than me.
oh yeah. Okay, so the
So I just
undercut.
tried to counteract that, basically.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was checking the minimap, and I saw that he was on free air, free track, and so it made sense to me that I should pit as well.
Gotcha. So this is more of a reactionary pit stop. Speaking of reactionary, we have variable condition Barcelona next week. Do you have like do you have any plans for that race? Like do you have any strategy that you want to try out preemptively? Or is there gonna be any preparation you're gonna be doing?
I mean, do you mean the preparation for Barcelona? I hope just that it rains and that the track stay wet. That is the better condition for me, if I can be honest. But if it gets mixed, um, it will be hard because if it is not too dry, then you can stick with the wet tires. But that's up to the moment, I guess. A lot of tests is going to happen during this week.
Okay. Gotcha. And
Before we let you go, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Today I could say my mother. She's not feeling well. She's with high fever.
Oh,
So I hope she gets better.
yeah, we're all wishing, on behalf of SRA, all of us are wishing for the best health for your mom.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, cool. We'll send you back to the driver's debrief channel. Good
Okay,
luck for
thank
next
you.
week.
Thanks for the streaming, guys.
Our pleasure. And that is our P2 finisher for this race and our championship leader who's still leading the championship ARC. And now we move on to our race winner, Josh Worley. Josh, you're in the commentary booth. Do you have us?
Yes, I do. Thanks for having me.
Cool. First of all,
welcome.
congrats on winning. Is this your first SRA win?
Thank you. I think I won one in D3 before I got promoted, but I mean, you move up a division. That's all that counts is the next win, right?
Yeah, so we'll consider this. I mean, we'll consider this your first one. This is D3 is for kids. D3 is for babies. This is where the grown-ups chill out. So, well, every D3 driver is out for blood right now. Congrats on your win. Talk us to your race.
I'll be honest. The race was on a whim. I got on tonight 20 minutes before the race. I couldn't figure out anything. We made a setup change right before quali, and I'm glad I did. But huge shout out to Nico. Watching him qualify really helped me. I realized I was taking about 4 turns completely wrong, and watching his line really helped me get back up front.
So your whole win here is just because you made last-minute changes. Is that a strategy? Just not practicing, just not doing any preparations, just figure it out in the middle of a race?
I couldn't tell you. It was so strange. Like I said, I've been struggling. I did the practice race on Monday and I just couldn't figure anything out. And then I just, you know what? Let's change setups. Let's just see what happens. What's the worst can happen? I've never finished a race at Red Bull without spinning myself. So what was the worst that could happen?
It all worked out for you. Alexa, you have any questions for?
Yeah, you got away scot-free from that very start. Talk us through that first lap, because from our perspective, it was a lot of chaos towards the back. We didn't really catch much of what was happening up front. So that first lap, what was going on within the cockpit, and like what was going through your head?
And there wasn't a lot. I got around, I believe it was Olhausen, turn 1, and luckily the Bentley had the power, but after that I was just staring at Arc thinking like, I'm never going to pass this guy. He's been 30 seconds ahead of me every week through the season. And I was just stick to his bumper and hope to lose the guy behind me. I know he can put a 20-second gap on the whole field, so just stay as close to him as I can, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And there are accusations of Sandbagger Josh in the Twitch chat. What do you say to these accusations?
Well, it's Kelvin, so I don't think it counts.
Yeah, it's Kelvin. He's just aura farming. Let's ignore him.
He's the one that was giving me some pointers yesterday, so if anything, he's the one that needs to be checked.
Admins, check the PCs. Right. Also, of course, Barcelona next week. Variable weather. First time ever in SRA history. How do you think that's going to play out?
It'll be interesting. I learned last week that the Boatley in the rain is a handful. But at this point, I'm just going to enjoy this because my whole goal this season was to put a Bentley on the podium, and we did it. So we'll get to next week when we get to next week.
Someone was saying Bentley on the podium, is this 2020? So maybe this is 2020 in the world of in your world, because you are absolutely rapid out there tonight. And before we let you go back down to your briefing, if that is still going on, because we know how quickly people can finish those, is there anybody you'd like to give a big old shout out to?
Yeah, big shout out to Madhouse for giving me some
Let's
pointers.
go, Madhouse representative.
Especially Jeff and Kelvin. And then shout out to the Smelly Boys where we got here. We finally got a car up here in D2.
Yep, and the Bentley winning as well.
If you don't know, Smelly is
Ryan
Ryan
Garrity.
Garrity.
Yep.
Yeah, with his scratch and sniff design. So I'm glad to put his livery on the podium.
He did absolutely kill it this season with the Linkin Park livery. Also, wait, Linkin Park, you're running the Metallica livery, right? Oh, it's a hybrid theory. Oh, you're hybrid theory.
No, I'm.
Metallica.
Wait, yes, I'm hybrid theory.
Yeah. Meteora. There we go.
Yeah,
Why did I say
Nico is Meteora, right?
Yeah, and you're a hybrid theory. Oh, I'm just trying to. Let's see. What's your favorite song from the album? Now that you're in the interview, I gotta ask it.
Oh man, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I don't listen to Linkin Park much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You should.
I couldn't tell
Hybrid
you what
Theory is
songs
an
are on the
amazing album.
I've never listened to a single one of their songs.
You're too young for it, but yeah.
I know I'm too young. I get reminded of that every single time. I'm 19. I'm 2 years younger than the next youngest commentator.
All right.
I don't need to be reminded of this constantly. Joshua, we shall see you at Barcelona. Hopefully the Boatley is gonna be good when it rains, because heck, it got given the name Boatley for a reason. And we shall let you go. Have a good night.
Thank you. Keep doing what y'all are doing.
All right. Good luck with Barcelona, and congrats on your win. Savor it by listening to Linkin Park. All right. And that is our race winner, Josh Worley. And speaking of Barcelona, let's actually go to the calendar. We have Barcelona next, which I just learned that a lot of drivers in SRA have not driven at Barcelona.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I find that crazy because this is one of my favorite circuits. Not so much in Formula One cars, but I absolutely love this circuit. To be fair, I absolutely love the final 2 rounds, because Barcelona, I love it as like wheel-to-wheel racing. Imola, I love even more for a season finale. I love even more because I suck at defending positions, and it's such a tight circuit. I can just plant it in the middle of the track. But it's Barcelona next week with variable weather, so nobody will know about the weather until it goes live. And then Imola is the final round, the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari for the hashtag insert sponsor here. The insert sponsor here, Grande Premio, made in Italia, Emilia Romagna.
Okay, you're just yapping now.
That is going to be the finale. What do you mean? That's the official name of the race. It's Barcelona, followed by Imola, and the racing action for this week is done. We shall be back next week if I am available, because yay UK times. It depends how much I can be bothered with my college tutor the next day. As that is going to be it for tonight. I've been Alexa Marshall with Arjun. We'll be back next week. Good night.
See ya.